my weight division.
I can just picture this in your head. Ryan in his graduating class and his teammates is 3 other guys on the track. 2 of them wearing helmets. And there's Ryan just running them down. Left twice. Smacking them down, tripping them.
No, we were in one of the bigger schools for the UP. So
okay, so now picture Ryan with 8 other people on the track. 5 of them have helmets.
Shut up.
So
you want me to go away? You want to do this by yourself?
Just having a little fun in recovery, right? It popped in my head, man. I could just see you running around them, taunting them.
No. Yeah. Stop it.
I should stop, but I want to say one more thing, but I shouldn't. I could just see you running around.
Okay.
And then coming up to one of them like, you're not going to get the gold at the Special Olympics that way, son. And like smacking them. And then there's more.
Are you done making fun of handicapped people now, Corey? And me?
Yes, because I'm not going to say what I was going to say because it was pretty bad.
Anyways, I was very good at it. I was good at everything.
Let's move on because I don't want to get to the cheerleaders. What just popped in what has been going through my mind is I need to get checked out, man.
You do.
I don't think I'm right, man.
I came from average school. I was in a graduating class of like 115 people, something like that.
Okay. About the same as mine, I guess. My cheeks hurt. Not the ones I'm sitting on. Okay, so let's get serious, Ryan. Can we bring it back down, please?
Bring it back.
Okay.
Thanks for making fun of my sporting career. You remind me of my dad, and I hate you, Corey Winfield.
It could be better. Do you think we're going to put up at this? Is it the Special Olympics? All right, so you graduate high school.
Mm-hmm.
You turn the big 1-8.
Turn the big 1-8. Worked my butt off all summer. I got a couple of scholarships or whatever, and that helped pay for college. But also, I worked and paid for all. I paid for everything, straight up. I never took out any student loans, nothing like that. I went for a couple of years. Worked full time most of the time, and the thing what happened between me and my dad though was, he needed all the siding taken off his house because he was going to get his house resided.
Him and your mom were divorced at this.
Yeah, him and my mom divorced him when I was like 3.
Okay.
So I didn't have a dad she divorced him when I was like 3. She married my sisters, my younger sister Brooke and Brittany, their dad when I was like 5, and then maybe 4 or 5. But anyways, and she had my 2 sisters, and then she divorced him by the time I was in 3rd grade. So, and then from then on, it was just me, my mom, and 3 sisters. Yeah. But so no, I mean, and I'd go over to my dad's house. He had me every other weekend. He paid his child support. He wasn't a bum or anything. I spent half the summer there. We did things together, He didn't like to fish. I thought that was kind of weird.
Don't blame him.
But he liked guns, and we went out shooting a lot, and bird hunting, things like that, I guess.
But he wasn't into drinking or drugs.
I know. I think I might have seen him drink maybe 2 beers my whole life. So no, he was definitely not a drinker. He loved cars, so we'd work on cars. Show me how to wax cars and work on them.
So when you were 18, you start going to college. You're paying for it on your own. You didn't ever ask him, "Hey, Dad, can you help a brother out?"
No, he told me when I was, I don't know, probably by the time I was like 12. I don't know, maybe even younger. Don't ever ask me for nothing. If you ever want anything, you have to go out and get it yourself. Point blank. So
okay, probably a better way to word that. But, I mean, I can see what he's doing.
Yeah, I never, and I never did. He would ask me to come help him, So, and anything that he didn't help. I mean, if I would do things, work for him, he'd pay me. But there was no handouts there.
Little did you know, he was handing out knowledge. Hey, Ryan, come help me build this. Hey, Ryan, come do this. Hey.
No.
Stuff that you learned along the way,
I mean, yeah, I guess, whatever.
Some boys
some of it.
Be so happy to have that in their life.
Well, he didn't pay me to work on his cars or wash and wax them, but he'd pay for me to mow his lawn because it was huge or shovel it. That's about the only thing he ever paid me for. Everything else was pro bono.
Apprenticeship.
Apprenticeship, yeah.
You were an intern.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, so he had me and a friend tear off all the siding on his house, and he gave me maybe, I don't know, $150 or something.
Dang, back in 97, that's pretty.
2001.
Oh. All right, so you did all that work. So you got gypped.
It took us several hours. I mean, it wasn't whatever. Maybe it was $15 an hour or something to do the work. It would have been a couple of grand for professionals to do it. So he made out like a bandit, right? And then we just stacked it behind his garage, and he got mad and started talking shit about me, saying I didn't finish the job and he paid me for it. And I was like, well, you paid me for the work I did, and I'm sorry, I'm working full time and going to school, and I didn't have time for it. I didn't even have this conversation with him, but by time a couple weeks later or whatever, when he started bad mouthing me to my sister and my aunts and grandma and stuff like that, and then I was just like, you know what? I don't need you. I didn't. So I didn't talk to him for a couple of years. And then I decided to try to bury the hatchet, but so a couple of years later, go over to his house for Christmas, and he's still talking trash about me and that job, and I was like, this is like Christmas dinner, so I was pretty irritated about that. And I'm just like, didn't need that, so then I didn't really, after that, talk to him maybe several times for the rest of my adulthood.
It's too bad.
It's too bad.
Do you wish you had some of the skills you have now?
I tried to bridge the gap. But, and it was just the same old kind of harp on me. When you getting married? When you gonna have kids? When, you know, and it just brought me back to, like, childhood, you know, always pushing me to do what he wanted, but I'm not having fun doing it, so I just kind of, so I would just, maybe once in, I don't know, when I'd come back from Nevada, I lived out in Nevada for 10 years, I would, you know, tell my sister, oh, let's go out for dinner with Dad and my stepmom, Karen, and, you know, it'd start that kind of crap, and then, about having kids, and, because he doesn't have any brothers, and I'm the last of the bloodline, so he's trying to...
So you could understand where he's coming from.
Yeah.
He wants that name to carry on.
Uh-huh. But, it's the last time we really had dinner when I was still living out in Nevada. I just picked up some random chick from the bar. I was hammered, acting like a... Then I was being a real smart ass. Man. I don't know, maybe I'll knock her up tonight. The girl's like... She didn't really know what to think. But it was kind of funny.
But
or I would tell him I'm never having kids. So, you know, just to piss him off.
I did something similar. But when I was asking about do you wish you had the skills, I didn't mean like to bridge the gap with him. I meant that to
let go of resentments and all that kind of
for yourself to move on with. If he didn't think I did a good job with that, that's his opinion. There's nothing I could do about that. I could tell him I'm sorry he feels that way. Not sorry that I didn't finish the job because you felt that you did what you needed to do.
I got paid for the hours I worked. I mean,
yeah, so, you know.
And I didn't have whole lot of free time in the first place.
You could have told him, like, hey, I'm sorry that you feel that way because you don't want him to feel bitter, but you're not sorry that you did what happened, you know. But for you to be able to cut ties and just walk away from that feeling of, well, if he says that again, it's going to get under my skin, you know, because it seems like I would have laughed. Especially years later, Christmas dinner, he's still talking about that. I'd have been like, dude, like, is there something that you need? Like, want me to get you a watch or something? You know, like, what do you want?
Yeah,
you know? I mean, clearly it was still bugging him in some way, or he was just messing with you.
Oh, that. It wasn't just that. Then he's like, oh, here's some Christmas presents. We still got the ones from 2 years ago for you. Like, threw that in my face. Like, you know, just... being real douchey to me. Christmas. Haven't seen you in a couple of years. Thanks for being a douchebag today.
Well, I mean, that seems reasonable though that he would say that.
Oh yeah, it's reasonable.
At least he got you some
It's
2 years
all right.
ago.
He got reasonable. Back for me for the rest of his life.
Whoa. So then. I remember because you told me about your dad. We first kind of met, and we were going to a meeting in Charlevoix, and you told me a lot about you and your father, and then you told me why you can't call him anymore. I was like, whoa. It's like this guy's got some issues with his father.
Well, yeah. So, well, a couple of years ago, he passed. He had cancer. I mean, once he got cancer, I would still see him, like, periodically, you know. Not that much still. Might have seen him on a couple of holidays, a couple of times. But, so he passed on Christmas, and... I don't know. Well, he did maybe around Thanksgiving apologized to me and said he could have done a better job. I never apologized to him. I guess I didn't really have anything to be sorry about. Just, I mean, I didn't talk to, you know, maybe when I'd come into town. But I guess I guess I really didn't feel the need to apologize for not pursuing